Hello everybody, this is Vesper, and I'm back again with Killy. What's up, Killy?
Nothing much.
So, I'm just gonna let you guys know that we're both really tired because we both had a really bad day today. But we haven't done these kind of videos in a long time, so I thought we'd do another commentary video here. So this time we chose to do the Sabin versus Momochi match, and this Arturo match is actually pretty good because Arturo did very well in this tournament.
Yeah, the tournament is final round 18. Arturo managed to get top 8 with Dhalsim, which is very surprising considering Dhalsim is considered to be a weak character in this version.
Yeah. Okay, well first let's talk about just the matchup with Dhalsim against Shotos in general. So, in general, I think most people would agree at this point now that Dhalsim has a slight advantage over Ryu, you'd think, right?
For sure. At bare minimum, like 6-4 in Dhalsim's favor.
Yeah, I would say it's a 6-4, okay? And you would also agree that he would have a slight advantage over Evil Ryu.
Yes.
Just for the same kind of reason. But we got Dhalsim versus Ken, and I don't think Ken would, destroy Dhalsim, but Ken has definitely more options than Ryu does than for getting it, for sure.
Yeah, he's got more mobility options and a lot of moves, like move him forward, like his step kick and stuff like that.
Like, the first thing that comes to my head is doing a jumping EX Tatsu, for sure. Like, that would be a really easy way to get in. It'd be pretty telegraphed, though. Like, Dhalsim does have options against it, but it's just a quick way to just, get in for 1 meter. Yeah, like you said, the step kick, and there's a bunch of other things that we'll see Momochi do in this match. Okay, let's talk about ultras. So Arturo is using double ultra, so this actually gives Dhalsim a ton of utility, and he can punish moves too with the air ultra. We don't see it used that often though these days.
Yoga Shangri-La, yeah, Arturo is using it quite a bit
in the tournament, yeah. But I mean just in general.
In general, yeah, it's not particularly a great ultra, but it has its uses.
Like, is it mainly used as a punish tool?
I think it's mainly used as a punish tool. I know back in like the Super days, Filipino champ would use it again in the Bison matchup. It was like free. I think it was like a free punish against like
head stomp or something.
Head stomp or double reverse or something like that.
Okay.
I remember he was using it quite a bit in that matchup.
Yeah.
But but in this matchup, it works out pretty well. Here, right? Because it can probably punish a whiff DP.
That'd be like the most like textbook practical situation is you try to bait something and then you teleport backwards and you punish with it because it has to be done in the air, so it's kind of awkward. So if Arturo wants to do it on the fly, he has to tiger knee motion it to get it off because, like I said, you can't do it on the ground. And then we got Momochi with Ultra 2. This is kind of like a no-brainer because he's going to be zoned out. Dhalsim, he wants to discourage Dhalsim from throwing as many fireballs as possible in the match. And
also against some not true block strings that Dhalsim has, like slide into Yoga Flame or EX Yoga Flame. Also against Ultra 1 setups.
Yeah. The thing is, like, Ken's Ultra 2 is not really, like, the best fireball punishing super. It's not like it's super fast like Chun-Li's.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it's got some startup to it, and it's just kind of slow moving in general. So it's kind of awkward, but, like, it's still a no-brainer in this situation, I think, for Momochi. Anyways, you want me to start this matchup?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this.
So either way, like, Dhalsim's at the advantage at round start just because of the spacing.
Pretty much it's like the struggle for Momochi right off the bat. And Dhalsim's using a ton of things. Okay, every time Momochi throws a fireball, Dhalsim's got a lot of choices here. One, I think what Dhalsim wants, if the Shoto is too close, he wants to trade a Fierce with the fireball. Because Dhalsim will trade a Fierce, he'll get hit by the fireball, but the trade-off will always be in Dhalsim's favor. Yeah. That's one option right
there. In a war of attrition, that's probably Dhalsim's most favored option.
And you'll see that a lot, especially when the Shoto gets a little too close, and it really discourages him from spamming that. The second thing he can do is Dhalsim could just simply slide under the fireball and then go for a quick poke in that situation as well. And another thing you can do, Dhalsim could just simply use his, what is that? The tower.
Yoga Tower or something like that?
Yeah, let's just call it Yoga Tower. And then and it's just the situation just simply resets basically.
Yeah, he's also got the drill, so you could do like not say TK, but like he does a low jump and then the drill, and he'll just dodge the fireball altogether.
And like I said, Arturo's gonna be switching between this constantly.
Yeah.
So he just did the tower that one time. I don't know why Arturo didn't anti-air that. I guess he just didn't expect it.
Was he pushing a button at the time?
Probably. But one thing too is that you're gonna see him do a lot of light pokes too, because Dhalsim players always have to worry about focus attack, because that's just like the standard way that people try to get in, is they focus and then they dash in and they try their best to just get Dhalsim down, throw him or trip him.
But so in that situation, if you want to rewind here,
sure. Where are we going?
Right where he does the ultra.
Oh, okay.
So like Momochi finds a way in, and then he forces Arturo into the corner. And at this point, it's a bad situation for Dhalsim because his defensive options are very limited. So like Arturo has to find a way to reset the situation back to the neutral game. He needs to create space, and like in order to do so, he has to take some risk. Without the ultra, he has to take more risk. Like he'll have to do yoga teleports or something like that. Something kind of like risky to get out of the corner. But since he has ultra, ultra 1 or double ultra in this case, he can go for this setup where he forces Momochi to block something, goes into ultra 1, and now Momochi has to respect the ultra 1. Now with Ken, he can EX Tatsu through the Ultra 1 because it is projectile invincible. But depending on like the setup that he does, that option might not be available. Like Dhalsim would be able to block in time.
Does he have to be pretty close?
He has to be pretty close to it. But so here we see Arturo. He makes him block, throws out the Ultra 1, and now Momochi has to respect it. So Momochi decides to back off, Arturo gets to reset to neutral, and then he's back into the spacing that he wants to be. He's out of the corner at this mid-range game where now Momochi has to like work his way back in.
The thing is, like, most Dhalsim players will use their Ultra 1 defensively as well, because they're using it like Rose's orbs, where they need to like reset the situation kind of thing. It stops the pressure, and like the perfect time for Arturo to use it was in the corner. Now, you can't just throw it out, without worry, because you can get thrown during the startup, and like you said, Killy, you can EX Tatsu if you're really close. But if Momochi decided to just block it, for example, there'd be a high chance that Arturo could teleport out, because when he's in block stun, he can go for an overhead. He could do a bunch of mix-ups quickly. So instead of that, Momochi's like, okay, he's going to cut some losses, but not too much, because he jumps backwards, but Arturo's still technically in the corner. And, you know what I mean? He's trying to salvage as much as he could.
So that Tatsu there is also like helps him build meter too. So I like that use of the jump back Tatsu, just to build a little bit meter, even though he has to like lose position.
And this whole like Yoga Blast thing, like during like vanilla like Dhalsim days, you didn't see it too much because just back hard kick was just so good. But Yoga Blast is like, it's got a better hitbox. It's super fast.
Yeah.
It's super fast. And it's just like to ensure that you're going to get that anti-air when you read that jump.
It does pretty decent damage too.
Oh yeah, it does, definitely.
So pretty good for one bar.
Yeah. Like back in the day, vanilla day, most Dhalsim players like to save their entire super meter so they can use their super as an anti-air. And just, you know what I mean? But it's just these days, it's just so hard for Dhalsim to keep players out that they're just going to get it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with it.
So hits the anti-air very deep and then goes for the mix-up. So that's... I think you actually explained this in one of your tutorial videos back in the day.
Yeah. So like this is one of like, the most old school bread and butter kind of mix up in Street Fighters. A lot of beginning players, they look at the fireball and they don't know which side to block, and you always have to block where the opponent is standing. So in this case, you're holding back, and then as soon as Dhalsim appears behind you, you have to hold right. It doesn't matter where the fireball is. It doesn't matter if it's coming up to down. It doesn't matter if it's coming underneath the ground. It only matters where Dhalsim is at the time where you have to block. And this situation, it's pretty much a 50-50. But most Dhalsim players these days don't really like to go for this mix-up anymore because you're losing the real estate, and you're taking just a risk.
It's a risk too, because depending on the timing, he could reversal EX uppercut, beat, and just catch you out of your recovery of the teleport.
But the two most basic options, sorry to interrupt you, is you either do the cross-up like he's doing right now, or sometimes Dhalsim players will just simply just teleport back into the same spot just to make the opponent guess and block the other direction, just get hit by a free fireball. But you'll see it later in the match.
Like you fake the cross-up, basically.
Yeah. Were you going to say something when I interrupted you?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just going to play the video.
So fat damage there.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
And this is like Dhalsim's game here. Like, just poke, just harass.
He's using like really quick normals because like, you know, like bad Dhalsim players would just press hard punch in that situation, you know what I mean? And it's really slow, and there's so much risk that Momochi could have been using a focus. And Arturo's using really quick normals because if he focuses, at least he recovers fast enough that he can anti-air him or poke him again through it, you know what I mean? And then of course Arturo's in the perfect range for the Yoga Snipe. And, you know, this is pretty much an instant anti-air.
Instant overhead, you mean?
Instant overhead. I say it all the time, man. This is a clever use of game mechanics because you're just if you hold back when you jump, you'll do like the close jumping hard punch. So you have to let go of back, and so sometimes Dhalsim players will mess up on that and it'll look really stupid. The only problem with this Yoga Snipe thing is that Dhalsim is actually negative after doing it. So if the player anticipates it, he can get hit on purpose and basically punish him with an ultra. Like Honda could do his headbutt ultra after getting hit, and then like I think he get hit by like Raging Demon or Gen's super or something, man. I remember that back in the day.
So yeah, typically Dhalsims will save it towards the end of a match where it'll just kill. It mitigates the risk for them so that if it hits, it kills them, they don't have to eat the punish. But obviously it's a risk-reward scenario because if they block it, they might be punished here. But yeah, so the snipe is really hard to block on reaction in that situation, and he closes out the first round.
Yeah, it was a fatal hit.
So again, he's just at this range, and there we go. The trade fireball with the, what was it, stand fierce, crouch fierce?
Stand fierce, yeah. Yeah, Dhalsim's kind of got that low profile when he does it too, which is kind of odd. And the range is just insane.
So, like, he's just slowly walking Momochi into the corner. That was a good whiff punish.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, Dhalsim players, they're so concerned with just, like, keeping them out, they don't even think about just simply walking forward, right? You know, that's really smart on Arturo, just like thinking ahead and just, you know, gaining space rather than maintaining it, you know what I mean?
Like, they try to maintain that one position and not move, but then, like, it's just smart. Just slowly walking him into the corner and harassing him at the same time. You gain that real estate, push him into the corner, and now you're at a favorable position. But yeah, overhead, man.
Yeah, that's just so random. You know, that it kind of reminds me of like Guile. You know, just squeezing in a random like back medium punch, but I think it's back light for Dhalsim, so it does like literally no damage.
I wonder why he did that at the time.
I don't know, but honestly, at that point, the second Arturo did that overhead, you just realize that he's pressed every single button in the game. Much. He's already pressed every single button, and it's only been one round. I just feel so bad for Dhalsim players, how hard they have to work, man. It's just, it's nutty. It's nutty, bro.
Yeah, you
went a little too crazy on the normals there, and then Momochi, of course, gets in.
Yeah, so now this is a really bad position here, because after the EX Tatsu, Ken's like, what, neutral, maybe slightly...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what the firm data is.
We can check the guide later, though.
But so afterwards, Ken lands, he's right in front of you, and now you're in this kind of guessing game, because he could go for a throw, go for pressure, go for an uppercut, right? Like, it's just, it forces this guessing game that for a Dhalsim player, you don't want to be in.
It's a nightmare.
So he gets the frame trap there, but doesn't get huge damage off of it.
No, he doesn't convert it too much.
But yeah, he's using those focuses to get in, and he's got Dhalsim cornered, pressured, and it's just like this really unfavorable position.
So right now, like, Arturo's goal now that he's stuck in the corner here, his goal is basically just to get out of the corner. So he's looking for an opening to do ultra, but remember, he can't just do it randomly. Like, there's a lot of ways that Momochi can punish it if Momochi's too close, and you know what I mean, he's not in block stun or something. Another thing that Arturo is looking for is to throw him into the corner as well. That would be a perfect situation because, you know what I mean, you're resetting the amount of space he gains. And that's why you see Arturo doing a lot of slides, because a slide is great for throwing the opponent, right? It's basically like a long-range tick throw kind of setup. And it has really good priority too. It beats a lot of stuff, man. You can even use it as an anti-air. He beats a lot of stuff.
So Arturo's just he's forced to spend meter. Ooh, really good bait there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things here to talk about. I guess the EX Fireball we should talk about first is really good because Dhalsim recovers even faster with the EX Fireball, and that allows him more time to get out because Momochi's stuck blocking and gives Arturo to think about the situation.
Yeah, so like once he throws the EX Fireball, Momochi can't throw a Fireball. Like you can't really throw a Fireball in general against him without taking some damage, but this forces it. Like the EX Fireball, it has 2 hits, so if Momochi throws a Fireball, the EX Yoga Flame or Yoga Fire is going to eat that Fireball and then continue going on because it's 2 hits.
Yeah.
During that time, if he throws that Fireball, it's a free stand fierce for Dhalsim here. So like it's not so like Momochi has to respect it. He has to back off, and this allows Arturo to make his way out of the corner. Okay,
so at this point Arturo jumps forward and then baits the DP. I can't believe Momochi fell for this actually. Like Momochi even did an EX version, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did. So this is literally the most basic situation of landing his Dhalsim landing his Ultra 2. But Arturo doesn't do it, and I do not know why. Maybe he thought that if he did it at this point, it would whiff. I'm not sure how many active frames the Ultra 2 has. I don't know if it acts like a throw where it has to land on the first frame. But they did land at the same time, so I'm going to assume that maybe Arturo knew that it wasn't going to land. But I don't know. What do you think, Killy?
I'm not as familiar with Sin, so I'm not sure if that Ultra 2 is guaranteed at that point.
But I'm sure some Dhalsim player in the comment section will enlighten us on this situation. But either way, it was a good bait, and it sucks that Arturo could not capitalize on it because Momochi fell for it like super bad.
So now back into the spacing game, Momochi backs off, and then Arturo's just trying to get out of the corner and then try to reclaim the space. See, there we go, the drill to avoid the fireball.
See, like at that point, like Arturo had no life to play with, so he can't do that whole trade standing hard punch game anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why he started going more on the offensive kind of thing. Like it looked like he was really trying to get a throw off, man.
A throw or like a situation where he could use Ultra 1 to like reset the neutral game.
And I think at that point Arturo figured in his head that he's gonna lose the round, so he was being more liberal, not using his EX meter.
Yeah.
And just saving it for the next round.
Cut your losses.
Yeah.
Just think about what to do in the next round here. So yeah, we see like Momochi right off the bat, he's just trying to use those focus dashes to absorb a limb and then get in.
Yeah, Momochi, he's definitely like, he's kind of like Daigo in a way where he tries to gain as much information as possible every round.
Yeah.
And now it looks like he's going for this whole, okay, let's see if he can stop me from focus dashing in constantly. Like Momochi abuses this like crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. So Momochi gets a little desperate here at this point and goes for the jumping EX Tatsu. Tries to get in for free, basically. But Arturo was probably like looking for that the whole game, man. Honestly, because like that's the first thing that popped up in my head too. Is like he's gonna do a jumping EX Tatsu to get in, and he uses the Yoga Blast. And like I said, the Yoga Blast as an anti-air is very, very reliable. Excellent hitbox, amazing speed, and good damage.
Ends up spending the meter to get in, and again that EX Yoga Blast,
and like
and then that's the risk you have with that mix.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, look at the life lead Arturo has, and then you know what I mean. Like, look at the situation is in. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why Arturo would go in at this point.
Well, but it did work the first time.
Of course. Yeah. It was definitely worth it for him to keep all that meter from last round.
Yeah, but now he eats it. Now he's in the corner. So
yeah,
this is a really
terrible.
bad situation.
It's scary, man. It's scary.
So he went for the risk. It didn't pay off, and now, oh my god. So yeah,
unsafe block string. Hey.
Yeah. So that's not a true block string.
I didn't know that.
And then I guess Momochi was buffering the Ultra at that point.
I didn't know that, man.
Saw the flash, went for the Ultra, and then it landed.
Momochi must have been watching his matches before, and he saw that Arturo was doing that a lot.
A lot of Dhalsims do that, though. They use that EX because it's fast. You can't counter poke in between. But yeah, he definitely wasn't expecting the Ultra.
Of course.
So really good job of Momochi to use Ultra 2 in that situation.
Oh man, so much blast.
But now we got that Ultra 1 set up. Good blocks on Momochi's
Really
side.
good blocks. Like when you're in this situation where Dhalsim goes for the mix-up, there's a lot of things that can happen here. He can go for an overhead punch. He can just simply do a slide and hit you low. He can go straight into the
Yoga Snipe.
Yeah, Yoga Snipe, instant overhead.
So faked it.
So he jumps, fakes it, and then drills down, goes for a quick low. Momochi anticipates the low, goes for an instant high. Momochi blocks the high. So it failed, but there was a lot of shit going on in that 1 second. You know what I mean?
It was a pretty sick sequence of events, and like, really sick on Arturo the way he set up the mix-up.
Yeah, it was great on both players' parts, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. They were both in the zone. For sure. In the zone.
So yeah, it looks like Ken couldn't punish in that situation too,
man.
so at that range anyways. But yeah, man, that's really unfortunate.
Damn, he missed them with the medium punch, hey? I didn't even see that. The jumping medium punch, man, he was trying to reach it with it. That was so good. Because, like, yeah, that's another thing too that Dhalsim players will do is they'll throw a fireball, and then sometimes players like to jump neutral. You know what I mean? So they don't lose ground, and then Dhalsim will try to snag you and jump up and do a medium punch, and Momochi jumped backwards, unfortunately, and then he got
really.
Yeah, he did the hard punch?
Stand Fierce, yeah. Stand Fierce. Is that Stand Fierce?
Yeah, it was a Stand Fierce.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was Stand Fierce, man.
He threw a button out, and unfortunately, the recovery got snagged by the jump in.
Just like shit.
Well, he was mostly in control. Man. He had Momochi in the corners, in control, just a little too much, and then there was good on Momochi for making the right call.
That's one thing I gotta make. You know, that's the thing too. A lot of people, there's this whole thing about playing textbook in Street Fighter, and most of the time I say playing textbook is bad sometimes because in that situation, Arturo's like, there's no way he would jump in that situation, you know? It's way too risky. But Momochi was, you know, that's what makes Street Fighter so fun, because it's like poker, you know? Where you take these chances and you call his bluff, and he just jumped. And that's just how it is. But if a no-name did that, it'd be scrubby. I like to always bring it up. But if it's a pro, it is a godlike read.
So those focuses. Yeah, and then that DP. So, like, that's part of the thing that all Shotos can do against Dhalsim.
Was that dumb option select?
No.
Okay.
So, like, that's the option that all Shotos can do against Sim, right? They take that chance with that DP to try to catch the limb. So, like, maybe if they neutral jump or after they block one limb, they go for the DP, like a jab DP. If Sim throws out another button or another limb, it's possible that the DP is going to hit them. So, it's a risk-reward scenario because on the flip side, Sim can whiff a button instead, or just wait, let them whiff the DP, and then punish them with like.
Yeah, they'll do like a back leg kick, and it'll just be like a short extension.
Yeah.
The thing is that you can take these kind of risks against Dhalsim players by trying to just DP the limbs from far away, because Dhalsim has nothing to punish you hard with except for a hard punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can't there's nothing he can really do, man. So that you could just get away with it. It's basically like. I don't know, man.
It's just you just have to weigh your risk-reward scenarios, and like the reward is pretty high because it knocks down Dhalsim. You get to get in, and then at worst you eat a Fierce. I mean, depending on the word of attrition, that might be good or bad. Ken has pretty decent life, I guess. With a character like Evil Ryu with 900 life, that's gonna add up after a while,
man,
or even Akuma, right?
Yeah.
So, but Ken not so much, and with regular Ryu not so much as well. But in that situation, it's not too bad. And then there's also like the cases of whiff punishing the normal. Like remember when Daigo at I think it was like season beatings, whatever.
Oh, the option select buffer.
The crouch fierce into the super.
That was the evolution of it. Was the crouch fierce? So it was less risky. Before it was just DP into super.
DP into super. Now it's crouch fierce super.
But then Daigo upgraded it to the next level, so it's safer. Yeah. A lot of people remember that. Oh, Momochi focus that and dash backwards, hey?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, again, if he had dash forward, because you see Arturo, he threw out a short right afterwards. Had he dashed forward, he would have been clipped. So I don't know if he recognized the fact that he focused a light limb, and then he's like, it's not worth trying to dash in, and then he dashed back instead. So, pretty good. But now we're at this range, and these fireball choices are kind of questionable, because you have to take into consideration that stand fierce punish or trade, right?
Yeah.
So he's like down on life here, and he can't really take too much. So he stopped throwing fireballs at this point. He's trying to find a way in. But yeah, Arturo doing an amazing job at just keeping him out. But there's that DP.
There it is, man.
And then that just changes the momentum,
Hella
right?
worse.
So double step kick, and he's just getting in right now.
Another great way for Ken players to get in on Dhalsim.
But that was good on Arturo. Oh, go back for a second.
Sure.
So this is so let's see here. So he throws the EX fireball, sees that he blocks it, and then he does the ultra. So it's a safe ultra setup at this point. He recognizes it. But then afterwards, you see like Arturo just backdashing like crazy. And just play it here. And the reason he's doing this is because he doesn't want Momochi to pull the screen away. Yeah. So it allows those backdashes allows the screen to allow Arturo to keep the screen locked in that situation. So Momochi can't just jump back and move the screen backwards so you can avoid the ultra.
That's a real old school thing, you know, when you're playing Ryu in ST and you throw a fireball and you walk forward and he jumps back into it and the game goes down to like 5 frames per second for some reason. I remember that. He gained a lot of ground from that ultra, man. Like, he's walking him into the corner.
You reset it to neutral and then there you go.
Momochi goes for it.
You have to take some risk, though.
He just goes for it.
It's like the whole concept is you have to take some of those risks because if you try to play it like you said, textbooks, it doesn't always pay off. But yeah, he weighed his risk and it just didn't pay off that time. But good use of I think that's standing medium kick for Sim.
Back medium, yeah.
Yeah, he's keeping those step kicks in check. Otherwise, like Ken just gets in. That's one of his tools to get in here.
That back medium punch for Dhalsim is extremely high priority.
Because we're using that Tatsu, they just...
is that a roundhouse Tatsu?
No, it looked like a medium kick Tatsu. I could be wrong, though. Oh, so he goes for that risk, but yeah, beautiful conversion off of that. And then he's in. But now, back to neutral. Oh, man, that's really unfortunate. So he goes for that EX Fireball, tried to control space, but then that EX Tatsu, that's one of these options, and he gets a Ultras right off of it. So, like...
jumps back.
The risk-reward is hugely in favor of Ken from this.
That was actually a really good bait because, you know, he's full screen and Naruto's probably thinking there's nothing to worry about throwing a fireball, and that's exactly what Momochi wanted. And you just see how that EX Tatsu just gives him so much mileage, man. And then you can link it straight into Ultra. And it's fatal.
Oh, God. That did so much damage. Like, I seriously can't believe that killed him. But he did have full ultra, and then, oh my god! But that
is a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. I did not expect that to kill.
Did he have full ultra meter?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Did he?
Yep.
Did he get hit once?
Yep,
yeah.
So
he dinked just in time.
Oh man!
Just in time.
So unfortunate for Arturo at that moment. He wasn't expecting it.
Oh. It was really nice by Momochi though.
Yeah. That one hit conversion, that's pretty good. Back roundhouse. Twice.
Yeah, this back hard kick. I think I made a hitbox video on this a long time ago, but Dhalsim's vulnerable hitbox is like where his arm is below him. It just doesn't even exist, man. And his the hitbox for the knee is like right here. Like, it's a giant square, dude.
You ain't beating it.
You need a normal that goes straight down. You know what I mean? Like, Honda's jumping medium punch or Bison's jumping hard punch. You need something vertical, man. And it's just, you know what I mean? It's a free anti-air every time, dude. It's crazy.
Also needs that tool, though. But yeah, 3 times, man.
It's just, oh, man.
4!
See how Momochi's changing it up now? Even though it's not working. But... he is changing it up, you know what I mean?
Well, he has to, right?
Now he's got spring shoes for, like, no reason. It's not paying off, but he's keeping him in check, right?
Yeah. But now he goes for the fireball game, and it's just like...
yeah, he's readjusting. Oh,
the DP. Oosh. Nice trip. Ooh!
So that Yoga Blast is just so good, man.
And that was after a knockdown, too, so I'm surprised it caught him. Like, that hitbox is, like, right above Dhalsim at that point. Ooh.
Like, I don't know what this was about.
That had to have been an execution error, man. There's no way.
But Yoga Blast's done with kick, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
It's almost like you try doing a slide, and honestly, it has to be an input error, right? Like, why would you do that?
There's no way, like, see focus and go for
it? You think maybe he tried doing TK Ultra, That's probably what it was.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he saw the focus, maybe.
But if he did 3 kicks, he would have had the EX version. But he didn't do the EX version. He did the regular version. So unless it was like a really huge screw up on the execution, I'm not sure.
Well, let's see if he's buffering, man. Oh, I don't know.
Something happened. I can't imagine he did this on purpose. This had to be an execution. Not. Especially in reaction to the focus, no way.
There's no reason to do it.
But that cost him pretty big.
Yeah, bad news bears
now. Now Ken's in.
Okay, he went for a frame trap. It's a really fast frame trap. Really subtle.
It's really good, though.
Crouching light, close, medium kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a frame trap. And then...
I tried to throw tech at that point. And then got counter hit, but yeah, I think Momochi could have ultra'd there, but he dropped the combo.
Can he sweep too, like Ryu styles? After that,
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Either way, Momochi dropped something.
He dropped the combo, and then he goes for that block string again, and Momochi. But that was great.
This is. I can't believe he had enough time to FADC that, but he did. So he does ultra here, and he's too close, which is unsafe. And then
had enough time to FADC, and then gets clipped, but at least it's not the full thing, because that would have been death right there. So he still gets the hard knockdown, though.
Yeah, so he salvages it as much as he could by FADCing backwards to the startup, and puts him airborne so he doesn't take all the hits, and then Momochi goes into crazy mode here, and starts doing a bunch of tatsus.
Do you think he tried to combo into? No.
Nope.
Just went for it. Huge scramble there, but...
That was kind of wacky.
Artero was just like... Spooky trying to give him the pep talk.
Yep.
So this was first to 3, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, stand roundhouse anti-air.
Yeah.
Drill to get over the fireball. Tried to do it again, didn't quite pay off there. Slides under the fireball, so he's using every option to get around the fireball.
Seriously, he's pressing every button, man.
Have to as a Dhalsim player.
Yeah.
Oh man, still clips him.
Now he's in the corner. Back medium kick city. Yeah, so I guess we should talk about...
Is that the option select?
It's not the option select, but it's just... I guess it's still work.
Yeah,
he carried the DP, so in case you guys don't know, Ken can carry the DP. I think it's probably with forward hard kick, right? Or forward medium kick?
No, yeah, definitely with a step kick.
Okay, so... Hopefully people know this, that when Ken does an uppercut, if it hits, he doesn't, it hits. And if it doesn't hit, he can FADC backwards. He can hit confirm that.
Yeah, because of the 2-hit DP.
Yeah. So, sometimes I hear a lot of people say, like, psychic hard punch DP. It kind of pisses me off because it's a hit confirm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's worth noting.
Oh, tries to
hit him with it, though, yeah.
Twice in that situation, but... Arturo using the light limbs manages to avoid the situation.
But then,
then the third time's the charge.
I think could have punished him way harder than that, but...
Yeah, he could have ultra'd.
Yeah. That was kind of weird.
Maybe just didn't recognize it in time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Seriously.
Was that Ghost Fierce?
It was back hard. Oh. Yeah, back hard.
See, that was wonky.
He dropped the combo. Yeah. Unfortunately.
I don't think he recognized which side he was on in time. Because he went for the teleport, but then the fireball got blocked, which pushed Ken backwards. So he ended up teleporting behind him, but because the fireball pushed him back, he ended up in front right afterwards.
It seemed that Arturo was also trying not to play textbook. He was realizing that Momochi is starting to get through his defense every round now. So he, whenever he gets the opportunity to go for that little mix-up, looks like he went for it.
Yeah, and then he misses the combo.
He drops the combo, yeah.
It was just really unfortunate. That would have gotten him a knockdown into a favorable position. But now, like, Momochi's just getting in there.
Yeah.
Good anti-air, slide into that thing. Teleports out of the corner, and then resets back
so
to neutral.
Reliable, man.
And he pushes him back, pushes Momochi in the corner now. And using that meter, like we talked about before, back hard kick. Just really solid zoning.
He's really using his meter more now.
Yeah. Oh, see, I don't know how he got hit by that.
Excuse me.
But yeah, when he did that ultra, he caught him low. And it was really weird because Momochi was crouching.
Yeah, if you guys know what happened in this situation, let us know, because I have no idea. I can't really frame by frame it now. I was just going to drop the video, but He hits him with a low light punch. This is supposed to hit low, but Momochi got hit in a crouching stance, and he was blocking before. But it seems that Momochi was buffering something.
It's either he tried to switch to stand block at the last second, got clipped, or maybe he was buffering Ultra or DP. I don't know. He just was not blocking. It wasn't a counter hit, so he didn't push a button. So I don't know. He got hit, he got caught not blocking.
Yeah, and you notice that Momochi, when he jumped backwards, he crouch blocked and then he stood up and blocked because he was making sure he doesn't get hit by the snipe in between. So he's basically guessing at this point, and then he just resumes crouching and he gets hit for some reason, don't know why. And then Arturo squeezes off a standing hard punch right after for a juggle.
See, and I don't know why Momochi was throwing fireballs at that point, because he has to know that Dhalsim is going to stand fierce hit. So I don't know if he just gave up the round and said, I'm going to build some meter. But then he gets in there, uppercuts, catches the backdash, overhead, and this like huge burst of offensive pressure in there. But like, he's just keeping him in the corner, man. Nice.
It's so hard to get out of the corner.
Car throw. Oh, another just weight throw, overhead, and just catches him up backing.
It's too much, man.
So you might have, I don't know if Arturo was trying to do TK Ultra at that point, but he was definitely in the air and he got caught by the overhead.
Sorry, I went too far.
So back roundhouse anti-air again.
Nice footsies. Yeah, that focus, it still works like full screen, man. You can, if you hit the tail of Dhalsim's limb, boom, it still knocks him down, and you get a free knockdown.
Yeah. So he goes for the trip. Nice empty jump low. Doesn't get a whole lot. Oh,
he tries it again.
Yeah. He's just taking a gamble on it. I mean, he is up in life, and like it's not a bad risk at that point. Not as bad of a risk.
Ooh, the hard slide.
Using everything!
Yeah, Arto's like, oh yeah, I didn't use a hard slide this match, so I better use that now.
Every button.
But he pushed him to the corner, man. And now he's out.
Yeah, so that's the problem, like, when he's focusing heavier limbs, right? That punish. See, like, that risk right there. He focus dash through. So, like, Momochi's really good at, like, confirming which button he's focusing. And then he'll backdash or forward dash based on that.
That's true.
But that step kick. But Arturo, like, he's sliding, he's just... that overhead out of nowhere.
Arturo's doing it, like, he's really holding off from using that ultra, hey? Like, he's really holding off on it.
Saying this is really unfortunate. He went for the Ultra 1 setup, tried to snipe him right off the bat.
You think he wasn't doing teleport and he messed up with the motion, maybe?
No, I think he... Because
like
maybe the Ultra 8...
no,
I think he was going for the snipe.
Yeah, you're right,
He went for the snipe.
Yeah, he totally went for the snipe. So you can already see his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Ultra clips him, which is like, it clips the limb, he gets the hard knockdown, and this is a really bad situation.
And then it's Step Kick City. It's Step Kick City.
He definitely, I don't think he was expecting that Ultra, but like, man, good on Momochi for using it in that situation.
Those step kick, that reminds me of that Simpson episode where I don't know if it's Lisa or Bart, and he's like swinging his arm and he's like, "I'm gonna keep kicking."
So I'm just gonna swing my arms. Yeah, I'm gonna keep kicking, and if you just happen to be in the vicinity, it's your own fault.
I don't know if people remember that episode. But that's what it reminds me of. Anyways.
So we're back to that basic Shoto Dhalsim game here, like fireball, stand fierce, the uppercuts to maybe hit a limb. But yeah, Arturo just doing an amazing job at keeping Momochi in control here, not taking too much damage doing so.
If only that Yoga Blast was free.
Oh god.
If only it didn't cost meter.
Ah, step kick, step kick, step kick, step kick!
What's going on?
Step kick City, man. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Ooh, nice. Tries to go for a meaty?
Yeah, it was a meaty, yeah.
Oh, Wake Up Ultra. No, Wake Up Super. That Super is really fast, too, on startup.
But it was a waste, though. Like, you did win the round, but it was a waste of meter, you know what I mean? It was definitely
especially, like, yeah. But, I mean, he has to, man. He's down to... This is, like, match point for Momochi right here. So
you can't say it was wrong, but you can agree that it was a waste of meter, man.
But, I mean, he's got to do what it takes to keep himself alive, right? This is tournament point for Momochi. Not tournament point, but match point for Momochi. So he needs to... It's just really hard because now he has no resources to work going into the third round.
He needs those blasts, man.
Yeah. So, like, that's the thing. He loses an anti-air option.
See, Dhalsim could have did a pretty big punish, but instead he went for the punish throw. I guess you could respect that, hey?
Yeah, because he threw him into the corner because he wanted the position. So I think that's why he did it. And I don't think that's necessarily a wrong decision.
Okay, I agree. Oh yeah, just enough time to get the meter.
So he's playing more aggressive here.
Too bad he didn't have ultra before, because he would have ultraed him in the corner.
For sure.
It's too bad he didn't have it meter.
But yeah, Momochi just going on the offense, just catches him, goes for that fake step kick into low, didn't convert into the combo. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess he thought he was safe, but he wasn't. So you guys saw the range there. Like, he thought he even did the fireball first, make sure he blocked it.
Yeah, had Momochi...
This was really nice. That's
right under the fireball.
Because that would have been the chip kill.
Yeah.
So that was literally like one of his only options. So that was nice.
Goes for it. But yeah.
Yeah.
At that situation, yeah. No,
yeah, it's too close, man. EX Tatsu. So that kind of sucks. But you know what? This was a really good match. And of course, Arturo did very well this tournament.
Like, top 8 with Sim? Are you kidding me?
It's tough for Sim, man. It really is.
The struggle is so real, man.
No, but there was no other match that Arturo would want to do than a Shoto match. And I mean, it could have been like Yun or something.
Yeah,
right?
man. If he fought Kazunoko, that would have been just nightmare. that's just GG's right there.
Yeah, slaughter. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Like I said, we haven't done this in a while. If there's any matches you guys would like us to commentate, you know, don't be afraid to suggest something to us, and we might give it a shot. So anyways, guys, take it easy.